Powder Mountain was recently host to the Winter Games for Special Olympics Utah. While a lot of people only know about Special Olympics Utah because of previous involvement, some of the volunteers found out about this event through school.
For one of my classes, we had to do a service project, and our goal of the service project was to get Weber State involved with the community.
The day of events started out at Powder Mountain Ski Resort in northern Utah. The athletes were doing events such as skiing and snowboarding. After each race, the winners of the events were given medals depending on if they placed in the top 3. After a long, hard day on the slopes, the athletes were headed to Weber State University for the closing ceremonies. The Weber State football team made a surprise visit
To see how happy they were about seeing just the football players.
Once the athletes said hi to all of the football players, they lined up outside the theater and got to walk in and get recognized for everything they accomplished earlier that day. The cauldron flame was put out to signify the ending of the games, and the athletes enjoyed some live music complete with the hula. All of these events were part of the Winter Olympic events for Special Olympics Utah. The venue for the Summer Special Olympics will be held at BYU in May. The track team is trading in their running spikes today for snowshoes? Well, it isn't the first time the Cats have started their outdoor season with snow. The Cats started last year off with a trip to BYU. The temperature didn't exceed 38 degrees and it snowed the whole meet. Now, 1 year later, it looks like it might be a repeat of last year. The track team heads to the BYU Invitational in great shape and ready to race. They look to gain conference qualifiers, but with the expected snow and cold temperatures, they just hope to get out and compete. Weber State men's head basketball coach Randy Ray agreed to a multi-year contract last Wednesday. The deal will keep Ray on the Wildcat bench for 7 more years. In 4 years under Ray, the Wildcats have won 3 Big Sky titles, making 2 trips to the NIT and a trip to the Big Dance. He was also named Big Sky Coach of the Year 3 times. Ray was named as the ninth head coach in Weber State history in March of 2006. Ray served as an assistant under Stu Morrill at Colorado State and Utah State for 13 seasons. He was an assistant at Utah for 2 seasons before coming to Weber State. Ray has been a great fit for the Wildcats, leading the team to a 28-4 record in Big Sky play over the past 2 seasons. The women's softball home opener against Nevada Reno was canceled Thursday due to bad weather. Ground crews had cleared the entire field from Wednesday's snowstorm, only to see the field recovered again right before the first pitch. The softball team will have their home opener Friday with a doubleheader against Utah beginning at 2 o'clock. The Wildcats will try to squeeze in the Nevada-Reno game over the weekend. The weather, however, did not stop the football team from continuing their spring practices. The team was in full pads and ready to go as the snowstorm rolled in. The Wildcats are almost halfway done with their allotted 15 spring practices. The linebacker corps has fell victim to injuries and over half of them are out. The team will have a helmet-only practice Friday before having their first scrimmage of the spring Saturday morning. The public is allowed to come and watch the scrimmage, which will take place at the practice field on the southwest part of Weber State campus. The women's tennis team are now 0-4 in conference, after this last weekend as they made a 3-match road swing to Northern California. One of the teams they fell to was Sacramento State with a loss of 7-0. Struggling but still alive, the Wildcats will host their next 3 matches at home as they face a trio of Big Sky opponents: Northern Arizona on April 3rd, Northern Colorado on April 4th, and Idaho State on April 6th. It seems like a long weekend for our Lady Cats.